Tyler here, and this is the Garage Warrior podcast from GarageWarrior.com. I'm super excited today to have with me Dan Long from KillModeTraining.com and from SuspensionTrainingRevolution.com. Dan's going to teach us the best way to use a TRX or suspension trainer to get awesome results. Let's take it on over to Dan. Hey guys, Tyler here from GarageWarrior.com, and this is the Garage Warrior podcast, and I'm super excited today to have with me Dan Long from KillModeTraining.com and also SuspensionRevolution.com. How's it going, Dan?
I'm going great, man. I'm not doing as good as you, though, because I'm not on a treadmill. I feel like I should be doing something.
It's all about the tread desk these days, baby. Right on, brother. So, hey, for the listeners who don't know who you are, Dan, why don't you give us a little bit of background, how you came to be the Suspension Revolution Master, how you started Kill Mode Training, because we've met a few times in the past, and I know you're a totally passionate dude who practices what he preaches, and I want to make sure we impart that on the Garage Warrior community today for the people who are listening. So why don't you let us know what their past is all about.
Perfect. Tyler, thank you so much for having me here. Garage Warrior, I think, is one of the best names ever for a company and also to be motivating people out there. There's nothing more than being in your garage and being a warrior. So let me add a little passion to all those garage warriors out there. You know, basically, I got into fitness, always been an athlete, always been big on taking care of people, always big on making sure that you know, I help others as much as I know that I've been helped in my time, if not more. And so, you know, one of my passions has always been people, and another one's always been fitness, and then the other's always been nutrition. So I molded them together, got started into personal training. My business blew up really, really fast, realized I had something special, as you do, Tyler, and, you know, the people responded. So Kill Mode Training Company was never actually a company. It was just yours truly, just me only. Started out, and it's been a little less than 4 years now. And in 4 years, we've been able to achieve some of the most amazing things, touch people's lives all over the Tampa Bay area. Because I have a company inside the downtown Powerhouse Gym, located here in Tampa, Florida. And the partner I have, his name's Coach Forbes. He's inside the gym. We have a boot camp. We have semi-private sessions, personal training sessions, one-on-one. We do TRX group classes, TRX individual classes, and the list goes on and on. But, you know, being able to see that I had something so special, the people said, you know, I want training. I want this. I want that. I became so overly busy that I had to grow. And the famous Joel Marion, nutritionist, badass extraordinaire, helped me really understand that I had a brand, because I use Kill Mode in my training. So for all you out there that want to know what Kill Mode means, basically when you enter into a work set, you know, you're going to basically go in with a mindset for the first half of whatever it is you're doing. So like right now, if you were walking a mile, Tyler, on the treadmill, or if you're performing 40 TRX rows, you're just going to do it. You're going to go and you're going to basically cut the number in half. And then for the first half, you just be on autopilot. So you're just going at a normal pace, but like you are right now.
Right.
But let's say we kick in Kill Mode, then your steps become double those steps for the second half of whatever it is you're trying to actually engage in. So it could be 40 TRX rows. The last half would be 20. And the Kill Mode mindset is at that point, you give an all-out max effort where fatigue has to exit the brain, adrenaline kicks in the body, and an all-out max effort world domination begins, which is a very beautiful thing, especially when you're exercising.
That's awesome, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, bro. So TRX, let's talk about that.
Okay, cool.
When I launched my personal training business, there was a guy named Chris that I really respected in the industry that actually told me one thing that I never forgot. He said, Dan, when you get in the industry, you're going to do amazing. He goes, but don't try to be great at every single thing that's in that gym.
Yeah, that's a good piece of advice.
Exactly. He said, be good at almost everything in the gym, but find one thing and make that your own and become the best at it and known for it. And so I didn't know what that was at that moment, but literally within a month later, I ended up finding my one thing, which happened to be the TRX apparatus and suspension training, especially being a big guy, Tyler. A lot of people are, you know, us guys, number one, we don't want to look like we don't know what we're doing next to a woman. That's the last thing we don't want. So I found in teaching and starting to do sessions with TRX sessions, we built a room, 1,000 square feet, started individually training and also group training. No one had heard of TRX at the time, and I became known within I'd say a good 100-mile radius as being that guy. So business escalated, and it actually went through the roof. Before you knew it, I had professional athletes that were seeking me out. I had military personnel that I had one that got blown up by a roadside bomb, and his back was messed up. I rehabbed him. I've had moms. I've had children in schools. We've had Olympic athletes. I mean, the list goes on and on. So the beauty is that suspension training is just now by a lot of people getting recognized. A lot of people don't even know that it exists still.
Right.
So, and that leads into why I wanted to come up with the Suspension Revolution product, actually not give a beginner program and an intermediate program, but also a 12-week advanced program so that people had something, so that if they purchase one of these things or they have it in a gym or a friend has it, they got something to lean on to actually make them feel really comfortable. Because I know how I felt when I first started it. I was lost. There's so much to learn.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. You know, so many people, Dan, since we're on the topic of suspension training, I've been using TRXs for about 3 years now. And so many people get caught up and they just use the TRX for like a row, you know? Or something simple like that. But you have like literally hundreds of exercises that you use with the TRX, and all of them are really progressive, which is something I really enjoy about the TRX, is you can make things a lot easier or a lot harder. So without going into crazy detail, how did you come up with all these exercises on the TRX?
It's just years, Tyler, years of being in there, and you could call that my lab. I mean, honestly, over half the exercises that you'll see in this program are actually something that's not even in the TRX manual. And why is that? Because, you know, spending time inside my gym and being able to touch so many clients' lives with it, my mind is very creative, and I'm able to actually perform exercises that you can't do on machines or any type of free weights that's available. So that's the beauty of suspension training.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's interesting about suspension training is when I first saw them, all I thought in my head was like, this is a sexy pair of gymnastic rings, right? You know, with some foot loops on there. So what's your take on like the difference between them and gymnastic rings, and maybe why TRX is blown up while gymnastic rings are really still in obscurity?
Well, gymnastic rings were obviously made for the purpose of gymnastics. And so there's a lot of things on gymnastic rings you can't actually do on a TRX.
Sure.
And so, you know, lifting your body up and spinning your body around like you can on gymnastic rings is not possible on a TRX. The thing about suspension training is, and this goes for, by the way, anybody who has a Jungle Gym XT out there, an SBT, your own homemade apparatus, it's not just TRXs. Basically, they've been very successful because they took the body and they made it so that they could have an apparatus to be able to trigger and home in on areas of the body by using two straps that hang from an anchor point, and then added feet cradles. So you got feet cradles where people can put their feet into, which a gymnastic strap does not have, even though it does have the ring.
Right.
There's a lot of exercises your feet would come out of it. And then added handles that are cushioned for a young kid all the way up into the ages of the elderly. And so it hits so many different dynamics that you cannot hit on any other type of a machine, or again, free weights or apparatuses. They've been very successful because it's in home. You can do it at a gym. You can do it at a beach. As you can see, I have pictures up from me in Aruba. You can do it. You're in the military out in Afghanistan. I mean, you can do it anywhere you want to do it as long as you have somewhere to hang it from, including a tree.
Right. And it only weighs a half a pound or something like that, so you can bring it with you anywhere you go, right?
Right. Weighs about 2 pounds total.
Sure. Okay. So what do you bring with you when you go on a vacation, Dan?